to the Power Zone Sports Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about
preseason football.
Please like and subscribe, and I'm going to give this podcast to my brother.
So I'd like to begin with that absolutely disgusting, absolutely outrageous actions that took place between the Marlins and the Braves. The Ronald Acuna, the young 20-year-old phenom of the Braves, the young outfielder who has them in the thick of the playoff hunt this year, was plunked in the elbow the first pitch of the game by Miami Marlins starter Jose Urena, and it led to Urena getting a 6-game suspension. He will miss his next start of the season, probably getting a hefty fine for it as well. The action was classless. The action was disgusting, and Major League Baseball should bring the hammer down on Jose Urena for that disgusting act of baseball. Whenever you watch baseball, you want to watch the player hit the ball. You don't want to watch the player get hit by the ball, and certainly anything intentional like that pitch almost certainly, well, it definitely was. That was classless. That was disgusting. That was one of the most egregious acts I've seen on a baseball field in a long time. The Braves had every right to be upset that Jose Urena threw inside on their young slugger, their young star, their young phenom. And I'm glad he's going to be okay. He was in the lineup the next game. Seemed like he'll be okay. That was a pretty scary moment. Not good when you get a ball in the high 90s right at your elbow. Could have been a lot worse. So I'm glad that he seems to be all right. And I'm glad that the Braves will not be seemingly without their slugger. We'll see how he does over the next few days. But it's just never a good thing when the game of baseball turned into a beanball war. You always want to see a clean game of baseball between two great teams. The name of the game is get the batter out if you're the pitcher. Jose Urena failed to even attempt that by throwing directly at the batter, and he should get a hefty suspension for it. That was a disgusting act by him, and it made his entire team look bad by that action that he threw, throwing at another player's elbow. So I've got to talk about that unbelievable game that took place out on the West Coast between the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros Friday night. A 4-3 win by the Oakland A's over the Houston Astros. It had twists and turns. It had a walk-off home run at the end, but a play at the plate in the ninth inning where the runner was initially called out, but a replay review from New York revealed that the runner was safe to tie the game in the bottom of the ninth, so the A's got the tying run to score. And then at the bottom of the 10th inning, Matt Olson of the Oakland A's, it's a walk-off home run, 4-3. The Oakland A's beat the Houston Astros, and the Oakland Athletics are just one game out of first place in the American League West. Moneyball is up to its old tricks once again. So the Green Bay Packers are about to lock up their football future as Aaron Rodgers is about to become the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. Well, I will say this about Aaron Rodgers. His football acumen, his football IQ is off the charts. But as high as that is, I think that his deep ball is the best deep ball I have ever seen. Nobody throws the Hail Mary like Aaron Rodgers does. And if you don't believe me, go back, type in Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary on this website, and you tell me what you think about it. The Hail Mary he threw on Thanksgiving against the Lions, the Hail Mary he threw in the playoffs against Arizona. Aaron Rodgers he can throw that deep ball better than any quarterback in the history of the game. And I think Aaron Rodgers is probably going to lead Green Bay back to another Super Bowl in the future before it's all said and done. I don't know if he's going to be like Brett Favre, as great as Brett Favre was, set all those records. But how many Super Bowls did Green Bay win with Brett Favre? They won one Super Bowl, but it sure wasn't for lack of trying. But Aaron Rodgers, when he's not throwing the deep ball or acting in those State Farm commercials, Aaron Rodgers, he is one of the best quarterbacks, not only in the league, perhaps in the history of the league as well. A great companion to the great Packers quarterbacks of yesteryear, Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. That's how the history of the Green Bay Packers quarterbacks will be remembered. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. So, how's your team doing in preseason? Guess what? I don't care, and you shouldn't either. Why? Because preseason football is for the coaches, not really for the fans, and that's kind of how I take it as. It's just, teams that go undefeated in the preseason, you can't take those wins with you when the season gets started. Really, that's for like the 7th round draft choice who's trying to make it at your starting running back position or your starting wide receiver position or something of those natures. The young, you do have some surprise in the preseason. You do have someone like Dak who played really well in the preseason his first year. And then he was ready to step in once Tony Romo went down with an injury, so it's certainly not unprecedented, but preseason, fans make too much out of it. But one player who I am following this preseason is Teddy Bridgewater. He was the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings before he suffered a devastating knee injury on a non-contact injury with the Vikings. Apparently it was so serious he almost lost his leg. And Bridgewater is back with the New York Jets. He's played in the last 2 preseason games. It's just amazing to see Teddy Bridgewater out taking snaps again, considering how close he almost came to losing a leg. Teddy Bridgewater, good on you, and hope he finds a gig in the NFL again. He's one of the good, most exciting players in the NFL today. So I want to talk about that unbelievable ending to Sunday Night Baseball last Sunday. The Washington Nationals were leading the Chicago Cubs by a score of 3-0. The Cubs had their pinch hitter, David Bote, the backup third baseman, at the plate. Down by 3, Bote at the plate. The bases were loaded. On an 0-2 count, hit a ball out to the deepest part of Wrigley Field, dead center field, and it went all the way out of the ballpark over the center field wall for a home run over the ivy-covered wall. David Bote, a walk-off grand slam home run, and the Chicago Cubs, incredibly, improbably, had defeated the Washington Nationals for a 4-3 walk-off win. An unbelievable walk-off grand slam home run, David Bote. David Bote doesn't want to be sent back down to Iowa, and he might stay in the lineup a while after that incredible performance Sunday night. Walk-off grand slam home run. Unbelievable. And the Cubs are going to need every win they can get because Milwaukee is breathing down their neck. NL Central, I still believe it's going to be a very close race between those two teams at the end of the season.
Thanks for listening to the Power Zone Sports Podcast. Please like and subscribe. That would help the channel a lot, and I will see you later. Bye.